Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Kadash. I'm going to start out by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is just another day at camp. Another great day at camp, hopefully. And this one is going to be named like a scary sight, or a very scary sight. Because the importance of that is that we're coming into seeing a lot of very scary sights and a lot of very scary things that's about to happen on this earth right now. There's going to be a lot of death, a lot of mourning, a lot of famine, and these times is coming up on us, and it could be within months. These times could be coming up upon us. You know, we're talking about shutdowns again. They've been talking about coming famines to come for the longest, man. And they've been saying, look, this is going to what the president Joe Biden said, this is going to be a dark winter. So, you know, people have been trying to figure out, what does he mean about a dark winter? You know, they've been pushing the jab on everybody. They've been requiring it in different places. We all know that eventually they're going to come out and just, I don't know what they're waiting for, but we know eventually they're going to come out and completely do what? And completely require it everywhere. Joe Biden, I posted a video on my page of Joe Biden say they're trying to figure out how they could get the whole United States to mandate it. That's what they're trying to figure out right now. They're behind the scenes putting things together, doing things, trying to figure out how to mandate this thing, man. So let's just jump into the scriptures. When they mandate that thing, you're not going to be able to buy or sell or live in this place without taking that thing. So there's very bad times coming. You know, all hell's gonna break loose. They call it shit hits the fan. You know, when those famines come, man, and your stomach is stuck to your back, you don't have food, you know, you don't have power, you didn't prepare, you're kind of caught out there. You know, what are everybody's gonna call on? They're gonna call on the Lord. But the Lord said, look, if you ain't been following him, doing his work, he's not gonna hear you in a time of your calamity. You know, the Lord's not going to answer you in the time of your calamity, you know. All hell's going to, like I said, I'm going to run through it again. All hell's going to break loose. It's going to be like the purge in the street. There's going to be famines. You know, there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places. There's going to be killings, shootings. You know, the Lord said he'd make a man more precious than fine gold. Why? Because a lot of men are going to be dead, especially a man of the Lord, a prophet of the Lord is really going to be more precious than fine gold, you know. So let's just start here, because this is what inspired me for this. This is Psalms 91 and verse 4, you know, because there is some light. Even in all the darkness, there's some light. It says, he should cover thee with thy father, with his feathers, and under his wings should thou trust. His trust should be thy shield and thy buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. What's the terror by night? Well, let's break that down. You know, you got your terror by night, which is what? When the sun go down, like just take for example today, right? If you got a kid, you say, look, you go out there, play around, be back before the street lights come on. That's like an old school thing. Because when the street lights came on, that meant that it was getting dark outside. The reason why parents used to say that, be in before the street lights come on, is because when that sun came down, we say, you know, they say the freaks come out at night, you know, that's the one thing. But the killers, the robbers, the gangbangers, that's when they sleep throughout the day. You know, they sleep throughout the day, they get money and stuff like that. They wake up late because they be up 3, 4, 5 in the morning. So they coming out at night, you know. That's when all the clubs is popping. At nighttime, that's when all the wicked stuff is happening. So that's why I'm saying, like, look, the terror by night. Why? Because at nighttime, that's when people are going to be out here, you know, with their guns. That's when people are going to be out here trying to rob their neighbors. It talks about that in 2 Esdras 15. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. That's when people are going to be out here trying to scavenge for anything or any resources they can get. At nighttime, it's going to go down. You know, it's going to look like the 4th of July, you know, that wicked holiday. It's going to look like fireworks in the city. All you're going to hear is gunshots around the corner, gunshots around this way. This car comes speeding doing 100 down the street. That's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to hear. Like, damn, it's going down right now. It's the purge in the street. You know, so you got to lay low. That's the terror by night. It says, nor by the arrow that flies by day. The arrow that flies by day is the nuclear weapons, you know. There's going to be war. That's why the scriptures say there's wars and rumors of wars. There's going to be nuclear weapon shot. And you're going to see it looks like an arrow in the sky because it goes up into the space. You know, the sea, the waters above, or whatever you want to call it, the heavens. It goes up into space and it comes down like an arrow and it strikes and hits its target, you know. And you gonna have to deal with that unless you be the elect. It says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Right? So you got, what are we in right now? Pandemic. So that lets you know we're getting towards these times. Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. It's all destruction, man. It says, 1,000 shall fall by thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. With only thy eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because this ain't gonna come near thee. This is going towards the wicked, man. That's and the wicked is Esau, the Edomites that run this place. You know, they feel tough right now, they feel proud right now, but they gonna be destroyed. They ain't gonna be doing none of this shit, man. They gonna be at home trying to survive their family or bugged out somewhere, and that's the terror. You know, it's coming to destroy them, man. That's the reward of the wicked. But if you be the elect, it says only with thy eyes you shall see. So imagine seeing 1,000 fall. It says by your side. That means in your city where you reside. Imagine waking up and if there is the internet, right, and the news is on, seeing, oh, 1,000 just died. 1,000 people just died in a mass shooting. It's the purge out. Overnight, 1,000 people died. Or actually being somewhere and something pops off and you're actually there, but the Lord has that hedge around you so you're protected and not even a hair on your head is even touched, but you just see all the chaos going on. You just see everybody robbing, people dying left and right. You see bodies laying on the street because there's nobody to come pick these bodies up and put them in the grave, right? So you see these things just happening. That's a very scary sight, man. And it might be some people that's close to you. It might be family members and stuff that's close to you. You might get a call and say, grandma don't have no medicine, man. She need medicine, but there's a famine, there's a lack on that. They done bum rushed the stores and took everything they could. You might get a call and say, look, your uncle, this just happened to your uncle. This just happened to your brother. This just happened to your cousin. I can't believe this. People gonna be bugging out. You know, we already see it during this time, people taking their own lives at a higher rate than ever before. Right? And we're just now getting started because the rent memorial thing, that's gonna be up. The unemployment, that's gonna be up. So people will have to get back out here, but they talking about lockdowns again. There ain't no more stimulus checks been coming out. People already spent all their tax money. So people out here dry and high right now, man. That's just a recipe for a disaster, man. We're about to see it. The farmers been saying what? Man, we don't have enough crops. Man, there's been a drought. There's a heat wave coming through. We don't have enough water. The dams are super low. You know, the fish in the seas are washing up dead. You know, because this man that contaminated the skies, the oceans, and the land. And the people, man. For that point, he's trying to put the jab inside you. You know, so it's all being set up right now. It's like the quiet before the storm. It's all being set up right now for just a major collapse, and all this shit's gonna come down together, man. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. So these things, the elect of Israel will be saved from these things because of this, right? It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And why is the elect being saved and no plague is coming near them? Because of this, because we're doing this. When everything seems normal, we're out here with the videos, teaching in the highways and byways, putting up the videos online. That's what this is for. You know, we out here prophesying. We're doing the work of the Lord. Just like the prophets of old, they was doing this at a way better and crazier rate than we doing it, but still we out here doing it, you know. But we have it easier. Why? Because we have the internet. So therefore, where they had to travel the city, travel to this city and teach, travel that city, we could just post up a video and it goes around the whole world. You know, especially like the Apostles page, thousands and thousands of people watch every single video they do. You know, and there's so many camps out there, you know. So because of us doing this work, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and have faith, these things ain't going to come to these, like, you know. But you got to really believe. That's a part of your faith. It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. That means you're going to have a hedge. That means you're going to have angels watching over you, chariots watching over you, protecting you during these times. But you're going to be able to see it, though. You're going to see it, 1,000 at your right hand, It says, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Right? So even if you finna dash your foot against a stone and split open your foot, and during this time you can't run to the hospitals because the hospitals are going to be down, overpacked and down. So if you bash open your foot, it's over with. It's done. Like if you watch The Walking Dead, no, the new movie, it's a new show called Black Summer. Yeah, I believe they came with a new season called The Black Summer, and the man had got shot, but it wasn't a life-threatening shot. He could have got healed from it. But because there was no hospitals, no doctors around, he slowly died from that injury because he could never repair it. But it says, look, even if you dash your stone, the angels are going to be there to grab you up, to stop you from dashing your stone. So that's how much the Lord is going to be there for these legs. We're going to see that. It says, thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder and the young island, and the dragon shall thou trample under feet, because he has set his love upon me. Therefore will I will set him on high, because he has known my name. So the name is important, because that's how you're going to get salvation. You have to know the Lord's name. You can't call it doesn't say because he called me whatever he wanted to. You can't call the Lord whatever you want to, man. I had the dude come on my comment board talking about you can call the Lord whatever you want to. That's semantics. No, it's not. It's semantics. You saying you could call the Lord whatever you want to. Why did the Israelites in Egypt, when they was at the the bottom of the mountain, Moses came down, why did they ask the Lord's name if you could just call him whatever you want to? And when Moses responded, did he say call him whatever you want to? No, he gave them a name, man, which is Yahweh. It says he should call upon me and I will answer him. So if you call upon me right now and you come out here and you just call me a random name, I'm going to answer you. I don't know who you're talking to. You got to know my name. Then when you know my name and you call upon me, then that's why I answer. What's going on? It says, I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what we're praying for. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. And that's the goal right there. That's the goal right there, man. For sure. Let me jump to a precept that just came to mind. Because this is, now if you go to Revelations, it's showing you that salvation. And it's saying the same thing. This is Revelation chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of God. So this is the second death. This is the destruction. But it also talks about those that got saved from it, just like it was saying in Psalm 91. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. And them that had gotten the victory. What does it mean that them who got the victory over the beast? Them that got saved, right? And over his image and over his mark, they didn't take the microchip. They didn't take his system. Over the number of his name, 666. That's his that's the numbers to his whole New World Order system, the internet of all things. Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thy King of the saints. So they glorifying the Lord because they standing on the sea of glass, watching the destruction happen underneath, and then with that they're glorifying the Lord because they got saved. So it's talking about the same account, but guess what? When they're standing on that sea of glass, us, hopefully, the hopefully elect, we're sitting down and we're watching the destruction. And it's like the name of this camp, a very scary sight. So it's a very scary sight to see this stuff happen, man. We seeing cities get blown up. We seeing people get put to death. People dying by the thousands. People dying from famine. I mean, that's a very gruesome thing to die from a famine. I mean, you just sitting there, you don't have no food, and your stomach is just getting shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. You don't have no water, no hydration, and then you just pass out and die. That's almost as bad as drowning, This is here, Isaiah 14, verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And a stranger should be joined with them, and they should cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people should take them and bring them in their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for service and handmaids. No, I'm sorry, I'll finish that. And they should take them captives who captives they wore, and they should rule over their oppressors. Here, I'm sorry, that's not the one I wanted. But that's showing you that salvation anyways. That's showing you the Israelites being took into their own land to rule over it. Like it says in Baruch chapter 2, they should be lords over it. Now, if you go right here, Isaiah 13, this is a very scary sight right here, man. A lot of men get scared just reading this. Verse 6, it says, "How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It should come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart should be melted." It says, "And they should be afraid, pains and sorrows." So this says man's gonna be afraid, pains and sorrows, man. It says they should be in pain, as a woman that travaileth. They should be amazed one at another. Their faces should be as flames. So people gonna be out here in pain, man. People gonna be out here in sorrow, man. People gonna be out here bugging out, man. In fear, even the mightiest men gonna be bowing down the knee, praying to the Lord during these days, man. Where all hell is breaking loose. That's just showing you how bad it's gonna be. Cause not just like what's they say, I think it's called PTSD. Not just if something don't come towards you. That's why the elect is gonna have to be renewed. Get those new hearts, those new bodies. Because after all this hell, even if we don't get touched by it, and we still have to go through it and see it, you will have PTSD, man. Seeing people die right in front of you. Seeing people get shot and bleed and bled out in front of you. Seeing people get beheaded. Seeing people get hauled off to FEMA camps like sheep to get slaughtered. Seeing a nuke drop on a city and kill millions of people in some places. You will have PTSD after all this, man. Because these are very scary sights, man. You might be trying to go get some food or heading your way towards some food, and a car might come by and wet up the whole block, and 10 people get put to death right in front of you, and you had that hedge above you. So the Lord didn't let that come towards you, but you just seen it happen. Like, damn, that might happen to you. And you go when you fall down wherever you at, if you got a tent somewhere and you in the forest and you go to sleep, you're gonna be thinking about that, because that's the last thing you just seen. You're gonna be thinking about when you ran in the store to try to get some food and you seen a person laying there bled out with their neck slit. When you fall down, you're gonna be thinking about that. You have PTSD, man. This is very scary sight. So that's why it says, like, people gonna be afraid, man, because they gonna know ain't no law enforcement, ain't no help, you know. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. He should destroy the sinners thereof out of it, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof should not give their light. The sun should be darkened in the going forth, and the moon should not cause her to shine. So you got nukes dropping, you got debris, radiation, all that stuff going into the air, and you got it's dark all day because the sun's not shining, the moon's blocked out. So you like, damn, is the sun ever going to come up? That's a very scary sight, man, to look up in the sky where it's supposed to be daytime, but it's still dark. Why do you think people be bugging out whenever there's a solar eclipse? Everybody's getting their glasses, everybody's taking off work, everybody's going to go see it. Yeah, man. That time's coming. It says, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay the haughtiness of the terrible. So this is coming, you know. These people are proud, man. Like I'm down here right now, man. And there's some people, you know, they out here kind of, I guess, trying to figure out what they're about to do or something like that. And they cutting the grass, but you can see the proud look on their face. What the fuck is he doing out here? They think they better than you. I couldn't tell these people nothing. It's not, if I try to call them and try to speak to them, they go, nah, I don't want to hear. I can't tell them nothing because they look at you as better. I mean, they look at them as they better than you. They don't look at us to be the prophets. That's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. How is he numbered among the saints? How is, you know, this the people? But if the Pope was down here, people would be bowing down to kiss the Pope's foot because he's an Edomite. You know, so they don't look at us as none. They look at us like we bugged out because they very proud. They think they better than us. But the Lord said he's going to lay them low. Verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedges of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be removed out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be a chaste roe, and as a sheep, that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, or flee everyone to his own land. That's when you niggas is gonna know this ain't for everybody. It's gonna get so bad that you gonna know, nah, we gotta deal with our own people. We can't be, cause we just seen this camp that was saying everybody can make it and everybody can be saved, and they was with a whole bunch of Edomites, and they all got put to death and slaughtered, and got set up, and turned in. The scriptures say your own brother, your own household should be your enemies. How much more the other nations? And then you gonna see that and be like, damn, man. No, we can't deal with them. Then that's when you got everybody turning to their own people. Everybody trying to run to their own lands because they see the destruction coming. Trying to run to their own lands, man. Then that's when it's gonna get real, and then that's when they're gonna know we was telling the truth. Nah, this thing is only for the Israelites' salvation. Like it just said in Psalms 91, man. It says, therefore I will shake the heaven. Sorry. Everyone that is found, and everyone that is found shall be thrusted through, and everyone that is joined into them shall fall by the sword. Who's that talking about? It's talking about the Edomites. Everyone that's joined into them, you camps saying everybody can be saved. That's gonna be a very scary sight, man. To see brothers with fringes on in the camp getting led to get slaughtered. That's gonna be a very scary sight. You're gonna say, damn, they opening up on us. Just like the time of old. You know, but the Lord's gonna protect his elect. No, but you're gonna say, damn, I've seen those brothers used to be teaching on the street, they just got put to death. The Lord putting prophets, they out here putting the prophets to death. That's gonna be a very scary sight, man. And you got your fringes, you're gonna be like, damn, man, I gotta lay low. Anybody they see with fringes, they scooping up and putting them to death. You're gonna be very afraid out here, man, and have PTSD or something, whatever it's called. It says, the children also should be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. So you gonna see women getting ravished, man. You might be out here on the run. That shit's hunting you. Especially, you know how kind of like how a lamb kind of like squirrels and yells and screams when you about to put it to death. Well, I think actually the lambs, I think they're calm animals. That's why we sacrifice them. But you know how an animal, before you finna put it to death, if you give it a little bit of pain, it's kind of squirming, it's yelling, it's squeaking. That's how women are. So you might be going down the alley just to get a shortcut, and you might hear a woman screaming, yelling, quarreling, and you might peek around the corner and you might see 5 guys ravishing her, raping her. And you might look at that and want to be a hero, and you might get put to death because you try to be a hero. You might keep going, but you're going to be thinking about it like, damn, did you hear her? Damn, it was 5 men, they was on her, beating her. You know? That's a very scary sight, man, just even talking about it, man. That's going to be happening. A lot of people don't talk about that enough, man. That's going to be fucking happening during this time. But there's no law enforcement. People out here doing whatever they want to do. You think a man's going to see a beautiful woman and say, hey, all hell's breaking loose, there's a famine, this purge in the street. Can I take you out on a date real quick? You know, let's just go sit by the Capitol and talk. Let's get to know each other. And she gonna say, nah, you're not really my type. And he gonna say, okay, have a nice day. No, man, fuck no. He gonna see a TikTok or an Instagram model, and he gonna say, look, bitch, you're coming with me. You're coming with me by force. And he's gonna take her and make her a sex slave. We see it. You watch the movie Walking Dead. They're doing it in that. Any movie where it's talking about the apocalypse, you see that. That's gonna be a very scary sight, man. You see a woman being hauled off by 5 men, and she got a rope around her neck, and she tied up with one of those sex balls in her mouth. With one of those sex balls in her mouth, man. You know those little balls that they got the ball and they got the rope, and it goes around your head and the ball in your mouth and you can't talk. Yeah, man. That shit's gonna be happening. It's gonna be all wicked out here, man. This place is gonna get to the most wickedest it can be before the Lord destroys it. And man too. You might see 7 men hauling off a man and ravishing him. Those are the times that you're coming into, man. It says, I mean, you seeing, like it says, their children also should be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses should be spoiled and their wives ravished. You out here seeing children being put to death, man. You seeing people pick up children and kind of like whisk them off, and they just throw them in the air and they fall down on their head, or just beat them to death. You're gonna be seeing that, man. People leaving their children, like what did it say? What did Tupac say? Brenda has a baby. And what did Brenda do? Like, she left the baby in the dumpster. You're gonna see people doing that, man, because they ain't got no resources to survive, man. They can't take care of this kid. This kid yelling, screaming because he's hungry, giving up their location. They trying to hide. You're gonna see people giving up their babies, man. You're gonna see people eating their babies. They ain't got no more food. They cut off a finger. I love you, but we gotta do this to survive. And cut off a finger and eat the finger. Then they come back, cut off another finger. Then they talking about cutting off an arm. You gonna see cannibalists, man, come back too, man, in a major way. Behold, I will stir up the means against them, which should not regard silver, and as for gold, they should not delight in it. Meaning your silver and your gold is not, your money is not gonna be able to save you during this time, because they gonna collapse the dollar and it's not gonna mean anything. And you got Bitcoin, it ain't gonna mean shit either, because they're gonna take the internet down. And you need the internet in order to access, you need internet. You know, electricity in order to access Bitcoin. So that's a dumb investment. If you ask me, that's a real dumb investment. Because all it takes is them to shut the internet down and you done. You know, this is Luke chapter 20. Luke chapter 21, I'm sorry. If I can get to it. Verse 10. It says, then said he unto them, nation shall arise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. So you got, like I always like to say, you got war on every level. You got man versus woman. You got old versus poor. You got Jacob versus Esau. You got rich versus, I said rich versus poor already, but you got wicked versus righteousness. You got race wars, Republicans versus Democrats, vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers. You got state versus state, city versus city, country versus country. You're gonna have war on every level. You know, that's where that movie Mortal Kombat comes from. You know, where it's just all the greatest warriors just fighting it all from all different dimensions, just fighting against each other. You got war on the skies, in the heavens. You got war on land. You got war going on in the waters. You got war going on in space. It's just gonna be all hell breaking loose on the earth, man. No matter where you at, it's a very scary sight. For example, if you down here, right, and you, let's just say, because you're gonna be like a pilgrim upon earth, man, from location to location. That means you're gonna have to move around. Let's just say you moving from one location to another location, and you see a motherfucking plane get blown out the sky, and it hit over there 2 blocks away from you. And a gigantic plane comes down, and you see it coming down. You're like, damn, that bitch finna hit me. And it drops 2 blocks away from you. That's a very scary sight, man. You might feel the blast. You're gonna hear the bang. You're gonna see the fire going up. You're gonna know some people just got put to death. You might be ducking down behind something, afraid of the blast that's coming. That shit's gonna be happening, man. Planes dropping out the sky, missiles dropping out the sky. You might be right here, 1 block from you, at the corner, a missile might come down and blow up. And you might feel the impact, and it might blow you back. The wind might blow your hair back, you know, like you on a motorcycle, your hair just all fit. Damn! You ain't had enough time to react because it came down so fast. That's a very scary sight, man. Now you out here looking up at the skies everywhere you go, man. Now they got missiles and planes and shit dropping out the sky, man. We gotta stay low, man. Yeah. One might hit a building, you know it's a whole bunch of people in that building, a plane come down, hit the building and put everybody to death. Or a missile. That's a very scary sight, man. And that's what we're coming to. It says a great earthquake should be in diverse places. Famines, pestilences, we see that right now, the pandemic. And this is the point, and fearful sights. And great signs shall there be from heaven. So here you go. You got earthquakes going on. You got man-made earthquakes, planes hitting down. Like I said, it's gonna rumble the earth and a blast gonna come back. You got missiles gonna rumble the earth next to you. You ain't gonna be able to stand up. It's gonna be like you on a skateboard. Your legs gonna get to moving like you on a, oh shit, the ground moving. And you got natural earthquakes, big earthquakes where you gonna have to get down on the ground, man. You gonna kind of get up after it's over, and you gonna kind of be dizzy. And then another one's gonna come 5 minutes later, and you damn. Throwing up the little food that you did have in your stomach. Yeah, man, that's y'all gotta think about that, man. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you. Like I said, you're gonna see brothers with fringes that was out here playing around, you know, internet posts, but they not out here doing the work of the Lord, or the Lord just didn't choose them. You're gonna see brothers with fringes getting hauled off to FEMA camps, man, getting put to death in the streets. You know, it says deliver you up to synagogues and prisons. See, hauled off to prisons, FEMA camps, being brought before the kings and rulers for my name's sake. You might see brothers on the news channel being brought in front of the president or the Edomites, the Rothschilds, and you might see them put them to death. That's how bad things are going to get. And that's how bad their law is going to get. And you might be like, damn, man, praying for the brother. And they might put them in a guillotine on the news, put them to death. I mean, you already know what they're going to say about us. They're going to say, look, they're terrorists. And then when they label you a terrorist, they can do whatever they want to. They put you to death on news channel, like they do in Saudi Arabia. They put it on news, and they cut the neck off on news. So it's a warning to everybody. You're going to see that happening, man. You're going to see that happening to a lot of women. Shalom, brother. And you're going to see their asses getting hauled off the FEMA camps, man, to get put to death. And it's going to be a very scary sight, man. It says, and it should turn to you for testimony. Settle it, therefore, in your hearts. It says not to meditate before what ye should answer. So if this happened to you, don't be up there. Then this is giving you instruction that if you do get put to death and you happen to be a martyr, because there's going to be brothers being put to death that's not martyrs, and there's going to be brothers being put to death that are martyrs. Only the Lord knows the difference. But if you do get put to death and you're a martyr, right? Let's just say you're a martyr, right? And they bring you before, let's just say they bring you before Joe Biden, because that's the people they know. But it's really people higher than him. These Edomites. Let's say they bring you before the Rothschilds, right? The one that's in the leadership, right? Or the Queen of England or whatever, man. And they bring you before them, and they like, you guys have been doing this, you know, because they, you know, they just set us up. They did some false flag attacks and blamed it on us, right? And you seeing brothers get, let's just say you see a brother get put on the death penalty, right? Because they done blamed it, they done framed us and put it on us. And they got this on news. Everybody's looking and tuning in. And they look, he's gonna be put to death, and we're no longer doing the whatever, the little shot they gave. We're doing the firing squad, or we're doing the electric chair. But let's just say they're saying, look, we're bringing the firing squad back, because Trump was talking about that. Look that up. Trump was talking about bringing the firing squad back, and they got the brother lined up on his knees, hands behind his back, and they got 3 dudes with AR-15s in front of them. And they finna fire him to death, right? Because they put a false flag attack on him, right? And you in that position, you find yourself, and you trying to, and they ask you questions, and you before the judge, and you might want to say no, this, but it says, look, take no thought for what you should say. Don't think about it. You in the cell before happen. Don't think about it. What did Yahushua ignored them? When they crucified Yahushua, he ignored their asses, man. He could have called 12 legions of angels and destroyed them all. Yahushua ignored them, man. And then he talked. But he talked to the Lord. That's what you might want to do during that time. You might just want to say, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. It's honorable to be a martyr for you. You know, I'm going to bear my cross. You know, you fuck them. Don't try to explain yourself to them, because you already know what they're doing. I see the camps out there, they want to go out their way to tell Esau, we don't do that. We don't do this. We don't do that. We preach this. We preach that. What's the point? What's the point? It don't matter you saying you don't do this, you don't do that. They still gonna frame you. Or you might say, we say that everybody can be saved though. They don't get no foot. They still gonna put you to death. They still gonna put you to death, man. It says, because of this. And ye should be betrayed both by parents, brethren, kinsfolk, friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye should be hated of all nations, of all men for my name's sake. See? But there shall not a hair on your head perish. That's going back to Isaiah 91. But it says some of you be put to prison and be put to death. So it's showing you, it's telling you two different things at the same time. It's saying